first time. When I saw you, I thought I lost my mind. Blue and faded was blown away and left behind. I hope you'll always be around, even if I fail. You are like a summer breeze.
Hello gang, how are you? Hope you're all safe and well. Welcome back to The Permission. Welcome to Notch to 11. And if you're new here, you're very, very welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see. We're back on The Permission, as I say, as you will have seen from the video, as we've entered today's chapter. It's blooming windy, really, really windy. We've had some glorious weather here in the UK. We continue to have it, but today, as you can probably see from the clouds, we've got storms coming in. So it's late afternoon, it's a weekday. Coming up this weekend, I've got another weekender with a lot of lovely pals from the Colchester Detecting Club, but also Mark and Carl. So two of my regular diggers that I dig with, will be getting those two boys together as well. So looking forward to really good sunshine, really great digging, and hopefully some fantastic finds. But long before then, we're on The Permission. As I've said, it's late afternoon. We've got about 3 or 4 hours. We've got a cut field. It's going to be tough digging again, but let's see if we can find some treasure. See you in a bit.
Sod's law, isn't it? When you turn the camera on, it bounced all over the place. But before I did that, we had one in the early 20s. It was pretty good on the target line. It's a bit blobby now, isn't it? And a bit jumpy, but and hopefully this is coming through okay in the wind. But yeah, it's in the 20s. We're going to dig it. It's the first target of the day. Let's give it a go. It's out. Back to the early 20s again, so that's a little bit more encouraging. Let's see what we've got. There we go. First target of the day is a little button, I think. Oh no, possibly a little tack actually. You can just see the little, it's pointy rather than shanky. I've got the trousers on, so I'm back on the stubble again. Massive mistake last video. Wore shorts, ripped my knees to shreds. But yeah, we're off and running. We've got a little tacky type thingy. Interesting. Cool. Let's get going. Here we are. There's the next one. 30s, early 37 to 40-ish. Jumpy a bit. That's a bit more better, isn't it? 37, 38. On the target line. Big blob, we'll have it. Yeah, it's about there. It's tough going again, but it's not undiggable. We have had some rain over the last few days, and this is freshly cultivated, so freshly cut. So the ground is still, and it's been having a lot of water obviously as the crops have grown. It's not terrible to dig compared to the field I was on last time. It's out, but it's not very convincing now, I have to say. There we are. It is a very, very green square nail. Ah well. Right, so I've had a few kind of high 20s, which have just been cack so far. This one was the same, 27, 28, but a better tone, and I didn't bother live digging it. I got my tripod out, as you can see, but then I decided not to bother. But yeah, I don't know. It's come out just like that. I've not touched it at all, really, other than to pick it up and then put it back down again. So I think it's a button. You can just see the remnants of a shank. It's very heavy though, so I don't know if it's pewter. I don't think it's silver, he says as he drops it somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I don't think it's silver. But it's got that grey look to it, so yeah, and it's heavy. So yeah, that's quite cool. Nothing on it, I don't think, but we'll take it. Next one was a 16, 17. And it's a button, another little pewter button or so, or whatever. Cacked it, unfortunately. It's quite dry still. But right next to it was a bit of clay pipe, which I never mind finding. So side by side in the hole, fabulous. Well, the next one, and the wind has just suddenly dropped, almost, you know, completely. And there's lots of black cloud around, so slightly ominous. But yeah, the next one's very cool. It was a really low, kind of 13, 14, but it was a small blob on the target line. Wind's picked up again now. So I thought I'd have a look myself, rather than live digging it. And there's just come out with my digger, because I've got it out the sidewall here, is the tiniest little buckle. Look at that. That is super cool. I mean, that is, well, as you can see, Diddy. That's probably one of the smallest buckles I think I've probably found. I have found one similar to this a long while ago, but yeah, proper small. Beautiful, actually. I quite like that. And that's for the fines pot, the first one to go in there today. Excellent. Let's move on. Right, we've been going about just over an hour and a half. And we're finding kind of 20s and 30s, not really much else at the moment, nothing high anyway, but we live in hope. I've moved to a slightly different field, just getting nothing on the arable field. So I've come to a little pasture field, which I've done many times, and I've got one, kind of another one in the high 20s, but it's a nice little dot on the target line. So I thought, well, why not try a live one? Although, as I say, I seem to be finding lots of buttons and minute bits of lead, but not a huge amount else. I'm going to stop for a cup of coffee as well in a minute, because it's wham. I've left the hoodie on because I'm expecting rain, but it's just not coming at the moment. So that's not a bad thing, I suppose. But it might have to come off in a minute. Oh dear. Yeah, 29, 30. Still pretty stable on the line. Let's see what we got. And out there, oh gosh, that's hard. Again, try to be gentle, not to cack it. Oh, there you go. What's that? Is that a bit of green? Oh yeah, that's a bit of green, isn't it? Not quite sure what it is. Oh, do you know what? I reckon that's a little barrel tap handle, you know. You know, the actual bit you turn. Oh, that's wicked. Excellent. Let me just give it a quick clean. I'll have a proper look. There we are. That's all right, isn't it? Don't mind that at all. That's what I think it is. It's got that kind of bronzy brassy look, hasn't it? And it's definitely snapped off something. So yeah, my guess would be a tap handle, possibly a barrel tap. Awesome. Let's keep looking. Next one's in the 40s. Was a bit more stable than that before I turned the camera on again. Sod's law. Let's give it a dig. What we got today? A bit bouncy again, but I think I mentioned on the video it's actually quite stable before I turned the camera on. In the 40s. Nothing immediately visible. Might have slightly missed it, I think. No, I didn't miss it. What are you? Oh, yeah, yeah, baby. Oh, we got a coin. We've got a coin. It's green and it's thin. Excellent. Right, let's see what we got. Right then. Let's have a look. Very thin. Could be very blank. It's farthing size. Get rid of the piece of grass. Get out of the way. Yeah. Don't know. Yeah. Super thin, look. Farthing size. Might be a little token of some description. I have found tokens on this field before. Hard to say at this moment in time. Looking a bit blank, isn't it? But it's a coin and we'll take it. Let's move on.
we are about, well, I've got about an hour, yeah, maybe 2 hours if I can squeeze it, but certainly just about over an hour. Coffee break, and a quick shout out if I may. Massive thank you to a guy called Paul. His channel is known as the Deeper Bleeper. He's been following me and subscribed to me for some time. He has his own channel now. He's such a fun guy, really nice fella. I love his enthusiasm. He just makes me smile every time I watch one of his videos. He's localish to me. He digs on the beach. He goes on fields, pasture, arable, pretty much everything. He's often with another great channel called Ops Horton, so I'll put both of their links in today's description. Jump over to Paul's channel. He's such a nice guy. Some great content. He puts a couple of videos out every week. Always fun. Doesn't always find the most amazing things, but when he does, boy, you know about it. He's no, as I say, he's great fun. Really overdue shout out. Sorry, Paul, with everything else that's been going on. But importantly, I'm going to meet Paul. He's going to be on the weekender that we're going to this weekend. So amongst others, Paul will be there. Really looking forward to meeting you, mate. And yeah, looking forward to maybe digging a couple of holes with you too. So for now, see you in a bit. Well, not sure if that's coming out on the video, but the rain has arrived. Just like they said it would. But we'll persevere for a bit longer. A bit of a theme today. Another button. Slightly nicer one in that this has got a bit of gold gilding on it and still has the shank. So that was coming up on the Manticore in the 40s. 42, 43 as I recall. So yeah, you can see the rain landing onto my hand and onto the button. But we shall stick with it. Let's hope for some more coins or something. See you in a bit. Well, this is the point it went sadly horribly wrong. I'm not sure whether it was the rain or whether it was the wind or just user error, but for the first time in ages, I don't remember my mic system ever having a problem. We lost the audio for the rest of the afternoon, so some great finds came up, some really nice live digs, which obviously I won't bore you with. So instead, I just thought I'd show you what we found for the last minute or two before we go to the roundup. This thing was some sort of furniture fixing type thing, nothing too exciting. But yeah, it was a shame because I was really, yeah, always the way, isn't it? You find your best stuff when you can't blooming hear it. So that's life. That's the first one. Let's move on to the next one. Next one was also a live reveal. It was a 71, 72. Not too deep, and it was a horsey brassy thing. Never quite know with these things. I'd love to think it was something different, and it's definitely old, but horsey, I suspect. And this one was by far the best signal of the day. It was an 82 all the way round. Again, about 2 or 3 inches down, and our second coin, really nice and thick and chunky. You could almost tell immediately it was George III. Not a lot came up with the old squirty bottle, unfortunately, but when I got it home, as you'll see at the roundup, it became much clearer. Nice, lovely signal, lovely coin, happy days. And then we went straight on to our third and then fourth coin of the day. So again, absolutely gutted that the audio didn't come up. Firstly, it was this one, which was a really blank farthing-sized coin. Nothing came up with a squirt, so that was that. We moved on. And then shortly after, and this is the last hole of the day actually, again about 3 or 4 inches down, coming up I think in the early 60s, was yet another farthing-sized coin. This one was a little bit more or something to it, so we figured, I figured I'd get some detail off that back at the ranch. So that was it. Thanks for joining me. Sorry about the lack of audio for the last few. Stick around for the roundup and we'll see you in a bit. There we are, folks. Another 3 or 4 hours in the field, and actually I've definitely had worse days. Having said that, losing the audio kind of 3/4 of the way through the evening was extremely frustrating, and I'm sure any other YouTubers watching knows how I feel when you get home, go to review your videos and find half of them haven't got any audio on it. So desperately frustrating. And to be honest, my Hollyland kind of wireless mic setup has never let me down. I've had it for probably over a year now. So I must have just knocked something inadvertently, because I've checked it since and it's absolutely fine. So one of those things, I guess.
Anyway, as for fines, no, it wasn't a terrible few hours. We got plenty of buttons, as you can see. We got a stair rod thingy, possibly a barrel tap end piece, another little doobie flip, a horsey brassy ring, a couple of bits of clay pipe, which were actually inside in the holes, you know, relatively deep down. So I always love finding them. Usually find them on the surface. They don't normally come out of the holes with the other finds. Modernish buckle, gorgeous tiny little buckle. Don't know what that was for. Maybe a child's shoe or something. Don't know. But it's diddy, delicate, and delightful. So I don't mind that at all. And then 4 coins, pretty blank. Although, having said that, definitely something coming through on this one. Not quite sure what it is yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be an old farthing. So possibly, yeah, you probably just about see a bust coming through there. Possibly William III or somebody like that. Haven't cleaned it properly yet, but that's quite cool. Don't mind that. A crusty farthing, no idea on that one. This one I suspect is probably a George III. Just again, see a bust coming through there. And then the best coin of the day, again annoyingly, no audio on it, was a nice little George III halfpenny, which was, yeah, best signal of the day by far, as you'd imagine. It's an 1807 George III. Quite a good detail on it, actually. Now it's dried out a bit. No, these are the 1806s or the 1807s because it's the one with the tiny bust of his head in the middle of the coin. Haven't cleaned the other side yet, but yeah, quite pleased with that one. That might get a bit of art here once I finish cleaning it. We shall see. So that's it for this week. As I mentioned right at the start, this is Thursday when I'm filming the outro. Tomorrow morning, Friday, I shall be travelling, picking up the lovely Mark, and also meeting up with the lovely Carl, 2 really good mates who I dig with quite often, as I'm sure you will have seen from previous videos. And we're meeting up with a load of the Culture Detecting gang. So we're going to be digging in Suffolk on some amazing land, which has already produced at least 7 gold coins and lots of other wonderful stuff, including Roman. So really looking forward to meeting everybody, camping up with them. There will be beer, there will be sunshine, there will be plenty of digging, and I'll be sharing it all with you lovely lot this time next week. As for now, please don't forget the LP Metal Detecting 10% code. It's hugely appreciated for anybody that uses it. I know there's a heck of a lot of people using discount codes now. They seem to be everywhere. But I do appreciate any of my lovely subscribers and followers for using it. It saves you 10% off most things, but it also gives a little bit of commission back into the channel, which helps me with all of these types of events and giveaways, etc. So the code coming up, or has come up along the bottom of the screen. It's included in every single description, and of course it comes up at the end of the videos as well. And also, lastly, don't forget Artiseal, the lovely Lee that really does, this stuff is amazing. There's a discount code for them as well, which is Notch211. And you can use that, and again, that's in every description of every video. So don't forget Artiseal. It's a cracking way of presenting and preserving your finds. So that's it. Looking forward to Sudbury this weekend. See you all soon. Take care again.